Entire MMTU family extend a hearty welcome to each one of you to our series of live sessions where we bring expert professionals and celebrated artists on board to share their pearls of wisdom and their juices of life experiences to learn from. In the words of Dalai Lama, happiness is not something ready made. It comes from your own actions. They say a person just needs three things to be truly happy: someone someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. Let us all get to know more about the key to happiness. Does it really exist? And virtually taste the fruits of life voyage of none other than a life coach and an inspirational speaker, Mr. Umesh Upadhyay. We will have Sir on the screen after a short break.
पापा ये थोड़ा मेरी तरफ से।
ओ बेटा बाप को पैसे दे रहा है?
अरे नहीं पापा, इट्स जस्ट अ थैंक्स।
किस बात का?
वो आपने कहा था ना, कहाँ पढ़ना है वो फैसला बड़ा होता है। जिंदगी के 4 साल का सवाल नहीं, सवाल पूरी जिंदगी का है।
Maharishi Markandeshwar deems to be University, Maulana Ambala, preparing you for the real world.
May I request the backend team to have Sir on the screen, please? Sir, may I request you to please turn on your video? May I request Sir to please turn on his video?
पापा ये थोड़ा मेरी तरफ से।
ओ बेटा बाप को पैसे दे रहा है?
अरे नहीं पापा, इट्स जस्ट अ थैंक्स।
किस बात का?
वो आपने कहा था ना, कहाँ पढ़ना है वो फैसला बड़ा होता है। जिंदगी के 4 साल का सवाल नहीं, सवाल पूरी जिंदगी का है।
Maharishi Markandeshwar deems to be University, Maulana Ambala, preparing you for the real world.
Hello, Sir. Warm greetings. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on the screen.
Thank you so much. Pleasure here as well.
Lovely. Sir, I'll take this opportunity to formally introduce you. So let me take this opportunity to formally introduce Sir, Mr. Umesh Upaadyay, an NLP certified practitioner and a life coach, holds over 2 decades of experience and expertise across business operations, training, quality, and HRD across aviation, IT, etc., and has been associated with brands like Jet Airways, IBM, Wipro, Infosys, InnoMobility in India as well as abroad. Sir has delivered umpteen keynote sessions and inspirational talks across schools, colleges, and organizations, and has had varied sectors in the past decade. Mr. Upadhyay's projects and accolades range from being an expert speaker across social media platforms with over 4 million viewership, aired on FM radio, Delhi Doordarshan for many inspirational talks, shows featured in Silicon India magazine April 2020, a judged best life coach and motivational speaker contest in Gurgaon in the year 2019, felicitated with number of awards for social work for NGOs and across multiple organizations as an exemplary performer. And I think the more I say, the less it would be. So, sir, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the screen and to be sharing the screen with you.
Thank
So
you.
I would now have a questionnaire round via which we'll get to discover more about the topic of discussion today. So let us discover some insights of his inspiring journey. The first question that I have, sir, is they say the most important thing to enjoy in your life is to be happy. And it's all that matters, right? So happiness is the secret to all beauty, and there is no beauty without happiness. And I would like your opinion on this one as to how true is it according to you.
Absolutely, Mahima. So there's no doubt about it. You ask anybody. They may say, I want this, I may want that, I want to explore this, I want to study this, I want to do this, I want to be there and all. Ultimately, what we all are seeking, joy. We all are seeking happiness. Is there anything wrong in seeking for it? No, absolutely no, nothing. Absolutely fine. Is it not fine to stay in a state of continuous happiness?
Yeah.
But there's a problem. And the problem is this, that we do not know how to be in that state. We look forward to pleasure, temporary joy, and other things and understand them as happiness. But
Yeah.
that is not happiness, because use the word continuity. We don't want happiness or a joy for a moment. We don't want it for a minute or a two. If we look at it, we want sustenance of the same. We want continuity of the joy and happiness. And true happiness and joy does not come from an external thing. We always confuse it with materialistic possessions. If I have a house, if I have a car, if I have this, if I have that, and all, I'll be happy. Take my words. Those who wanted to have a car, still sitting in the car, driving to their office, they are not happy.
Yeah. True.
Is it the car which makes them happy, or it is something else which makes them happy? And that is what we will discuss, we will talk about. Absolutely fine. Yes, happiness is very crucial, very important, because think about it, in case we are not happy, do we feel energetic? Do we feel enthusiastic? काम करने का मन नहीं करता, कुछ करने का मन नहीं करता, कहीं जाने का मन नहीं करता. There's a problem. The point is, if we are in that state of well being, which is a mental and an emotional state, obviously the way we behave, the way we act is completely different. And that is what happiness does to us. Over to you.
I think, sir, this is a very beautiful example. The ifs and buts that are attached to, every possibility that we have, want to have in our life. If this happens, this will make me happy. We start as kids, and then as in how we grow old, I think even as elders, we do this thing. When there's a kid in the family, he would say, Mama, if you get me this, I will score so and so many marks in the exam, and that will make you happy. And as elderly people also, I think, if I, like you said, if I have a car, if I have a bungalow, that will make me happy. फिर मैं खुश हो जाऊंगा, फिर मैंने लाइफ में सब कुछ अचीव कर लिया. We probably think that. And then comes the human need, I think, which is unfathomable. There is no stop to that. And then there's no end to that vicious circle that we keep on going on and on and on, and we don't know when to be happy. Shayad we are running behind this success and happiness so much so forth, that we have forgotten कि वो जो happy moments होते हैं उनको celebrate कब करना है. We've forgotten that. हम लोग सोचते हैं ये नहीं इसके बाद एक और माइलस्टोन अचीव हो जाए, फिर हम लोग हैप्पीनेस सेलिब्रेट करेंगे. एंड आई थिंक वी आर मिसिंग ऑन, लाइक यू सेड, joy, right? Joy is a word which probably people have excluded from their dictionary altogether. Those
Right.
those living happiness and those little joys of your life, I think people have forgotten that. I think beautiful explanation.
Right.
So moving on to the next question, sir. Some say the key to happiness is a regular dose of unhappiness, and some say serve others and you will live a blessed life. So completely different statements. So what, according to you, is the perfect key to happiness? To be selfless or to be selfish?
Okay, the question talks about multiple things. Okay, our life is not governed by a word or a set of words or a sentence. Let's understand. There's a life which is throbbing well within us. If we talk about a regular dose of unhappiness, as it is, क्या हमारे पास कलेश नहीं है, क्या हमारे लाइफ में अनहैप्पीनेस नहीं है, तो उसको अलग से हमें लेने की क्या जरूरत है? आई डोंट थिंक वी रिक्वायर एनीथिंग एल्स टू बी डन, सेपरेटली, डिफरेंटली. नो, इट इज ऑलरेडी देयर. And it is not there because of anybody else, this and that and all. Yes, situations, circumstances may put us in a difficult track,
Yeah.
difficult situation. Absolutely fine. But then it is ultimately up to us how we perceive it. How do we participate? Do we react or do we respond? So,
Yeah.
coming back to the question again, all right, it is not about that I require a regular dose of unhappiness. No, absolutely not required. As it is, there are things which needs to be well taken care of. It was not the case when we were child.
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, we were not worried about what happened or what I did in the past. We were not concerned about the future. But today the problem is this only, that despite living in present, we are unable to pay attention to present. We are not aware about what is happening outside of me and within me. We look forward to things and people to make me happy, but that is not true. The truth is, even if the state of affairs outside of me is not in my control, not fine, not so conducive, should I still not be able to manage my thoughts and subsequently my emotions so that I'm able to participate in life slightly better. That is what
Yeah.
is required to be done. So point is, we need not have to do anything exclusive to bring this or have that on all of these. It is all about the way I look at myself, the way I look at the world outside of me. And that is it. If I pay little attention to it, I think I'm done. Yeah.
Very true. But then, sir, I have a follow up question. Since you said that we start looking towards our past and we are not living in the present, what about the future worries that are showered on our shoulders right from the time we start growing up? Especially when you hit your 20s or your 30s, the whole that वो mountain of responsibilities on your shoulder, वो पूरा बोझ उठा आपको उठा के चलना है, because the world is looking up to you. Be it your parents, be it your relatives, be it your peers, they want to know अब उसने लाइफ में क्या कर लिया है, राइट? सो उसके लिए
Right.
हाउ डू वी बेसिकली स्टॉप द फ्यूचर वरीज दैट वी हैव? बिकॉज जहां तक मुझे समझ में आता है, हाफ द जनरेशन टुडे, let's say entrepreneurs and people with business mindsets and whatsoever, they are not enjoying their current life क्योंकि वो आगे के लिए बचा रहे हैं. But then I don't know whether they'll be able to enjoy that. Will they be able to live to that and probably have the fruits of whatever is happening? So how do we not have those future worries?
See, so here, if we talk about right from the childhood, the upbringing, so who is closest to us? It is none
Our
other than our
family.
parents.
Yeah,
Parents,
correct.
right? It could be my brother, sister, also elder brother, elder sister. It could be my, cousin, brother, sister, this and that and all within the family, extended family and all. And I definitely come under pressure that, okay, they have become this. He has become engineer. He's an architect. He's a computer science graduate and this and that and all. The point is this, that I, as a parent, if I'm the parent, should I be telling my child and putting him under pressure? No, that is not required at all. Another point, if I am the child and my parents and other scenarios are not conducive as per my standards, which tells me you also need to become engineer because he has become an engineer, then I should go ahead and speak with my parents. Tell them
Correct.
that I'm not for this line. This is not my stream. I prefer doing something in this field. I might not be able to get a campus selection with this much of a package, but this is how I look forward to my life. Please help me experience my life this way. And this is what my thought is. This is what my idea of life is. If we go ahead and become little vocal about it, share our thoughts, but before even that happens, we should be very clear about it. See,
Correct.
I can say, no, I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be this. But the point is, then what is it
What?
that you want to
Yeah.
be? What is it that you want to do? It is absolutely fine. I come across, so I'm into counseling also. So I come across so many people, and many a times, I come across girls and ladies, and they're very happy when they say, I never wanted to be a corporate lady. I'm fine taking care of my family, my husband and a child. I'm fine as a homemaker. It is absolutely fine, and to me also, it is not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
It is not so important to have a desire only, aspiration only, and to go ahead and work like whatsoever and then make it happen. And during this journey and after this journey, you are not happy, then what is the use of going ahead and looking out for this and that? No point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it is very similar to the thing that I said, that अगर आप 60s की planning कर रहे हो and you don't even survive till 60s, what is the point?
Right.
Why are you
Right.
saving that much money for? And like you said,
Right.
this is a very strong, message that we're giving to the students out there, and of course the parents. So as parents, they need not put that pressure or comparison on their kids. And as kids, they need to know the discovery of self is important. They need to know what do they want, where do they see themselves, and then they can clear it out to their parents. I think that it was a very beautiful example, a campaign that I saw from Bonvita. So they had done the packaging for all the products, be it a toilet cleaner or the Bonvita that we consume, or a soap bar or a dishwasher. Everything was covered with the same packaging. And then the parents were actually asked a question: would you like, if everything that you want to use, probably a toilet cleaner also with the packaging as similar to that Bonvita that you consume? And there was one more campaign by another brand which said the parents were asked to go inside a mall, and everything that they wanted to pick was all black. So the parents got really frustrated and agitated, that why is everything black? I want something for my wedding and I can't wear a black, or something like that. Where are the pop of colors? So that was again a very strong message conveying that if everyone gets alike, how will people stand out? So I think a strong message that you've given, sir.
Right.
So moving on to the next question. Society teaches us that having more will make us happy, and that having more is the measure of success, be it fame, money, or power whatsoever. But that isn't the case. Having more increases one's level of stress because of the amount of energy it takes to maintain those things. What is your opinion on Dil Mange More of such human nature?
Uh, See, Mahima, the thing is, there's nothing wrong in having more. But the point is, what is it that you're looking out for more? Should
Yeah.
we not look out for peace, harmony, pleasantness within, and all those things more, rather than looking out for something else more? So it is all about the context. It is all about what is it that you are seeking. Yes, there is nothing wrong. See, if you want to create a wealth, there is no problem at all. But again, creating wealth and not taking care of health, it is definitely detrimental. This is not fine at all. You can go ahead if you want to. If you have done your, post graduation, you want to pursue your masters, you want to become, sorry, you want to go for PhD, or further studies, studies, no problem at all. But at the same time, are you happy in this journey? Is this what you want, or you are being forced to do this? So we
Correct.
need to be really very clear. What is the context? Which way am I heading? While heading also, is this journey, and after the journey gets completed, am I really happy? Is it something that I'm doing out of my own interest, or I'm being forced to do this? So that is not okay. So the point is this, that we need to pay attention to what is it that we are seeking for more. I cannot seek more in terms of increasing my weight. Let's understand. If I'm
Right.
60 today, I should not be aspiring to become 80, 90, 100. No. It is all about in which direction am I heading. वो कहते हैं ना, बहुत अच्छी कहावत है, अगर आपकी दिशा सही होगी और आप प्रयत्न करते रहेंगे, तो दशा डेफिनेटली सुधर सकती है. So it is all
Absolutely.
about that. Okay?
Very, very true. I think
Yeah.
this realization, if people get know at whatever age they are, मुझे लगता है लाइफ की आधी प्रॉब्लम्स सॉल्व हो जाएंगी, क्योंकि वो चाहते सब कुछ है पर क्या क्या एग्जैक्टली उनके लिए बेनिफिशियल है, दे डोंट नो दैट. सो लाइक यू सेड, अ चाइल्ड वांटिंग कि मुझे अच्छा हेल्दी खाना खाना है, बट देन वो सब कुछ उल्टा सीधा खा रहा है बट हेल्दी खाना ही नहीं खा रहा, और अ सिंपल थिंग एज ड्रिंकिंग मोर एंड मोर वाटर, ही इज नॉट डूइंग दैट. सो वो हमें एग्जैक्टली पता ही नहीं है कि हमें ज्यादा क्या चाहिए, बस ये पता है कि बहुत सारा कुछ चाहिए, because probably we were taught कि जितना जिसके पास ज्यादा वो उतना ज्यादा धनवान. So we've been taught those things, no? So I think probably
Right.
that mindset. So
Right.
moving on to the next question, sir, since we're talking about children, the era of Gen Z has witnessed rising menace of valuing, looks over mental calm, stress refluxes, doubts of being accepted socially, and then mushrooming numbers of depression reports that we've seen among Indian youngsters in the past few years. So what exactly do you think is the cause of such high yielding numbers? And why is our generation so unhappy today?
See, it is all about comparison. It is all about looking forward to other people. It is all about what is happening in the society today. We can pick a very, very relevant, very simple example. Today, people are using social media. Now, social media is a tool to help your life, make it slightly better, stay connected, and all of multiple reasons. But if that becomes a menace, if that becomes something detrimental to my health, then that is not fine. For example, you will see people, clicking photographs. They are looking out for opportunities to click photographs first, because that becomes a task for them. Looking out for opportunities to click photograph, and then they have in the back of their mind that it has to be good. Last time I was in that dress, I need to change the dress. This doesn't suit me. I did not get a lot many compliments and all. So before getting a photograph clicked, during that session and posting, every minute they will go back to social media. Oh, how many likes, how many comments, and this and that and all. In case they do not get it, all right, those many likes in the comments, they feel they do not feel good, they do not feel comfortable about it, and they start thinking, what did I do wrong? Okay, why is she not appreciating? I receive calls, I receive messages, people tell me, oh, you're not looking okay, you're not looking good, this and that. What is this happening? Is this created by somebody else, or it is my own creation? This creation or this thought of mine is not good at all. Think about
Correct.
it. If I talk about when I was growing up, we did not have a mobile and other such stuff. I would go ahead and play in the street, play in the park and this and that and all. Nothing as such. We had other issues wherein, oh, he bowls slightly better than me. Okay, his
Hmm.
batting is better than me. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. That is okay. That is still a healthy competition. Okay, though
Correct.
we might have
Friendship, right.
little jealousy here and there. But otherwise, if we look at, so I picked up a social media example, just one example. You can pick up many other example, be it with regards to your career, your education, your marks, your grades, your health, the way you look at, yourself, so many things. So anything and everything, if you put it in that bracket wherein we are comparing ourselves with others, that is definitely not going to help us. Yes, should we not compare? Yes, why not? If, for example, if there's a person in my class and he secured more than me, should I not be looking forward to securing more marks, bettering my grade? Yes, of course, why not? But then do it slightly joyfully, do it slightly in such a manner so that you do not punish yourself, do not reprimand yourself, do not have that regret that why I did not get it. It's okay, I did not get it. I did not get it because maybe my efforts were slightly less, and that is the feedback which I have got. And as a result, so I need to go ahead and do something about it so that I make it slightly better. No problem about it. Absolutely fine.
Correct.
That is how we should look forward to, rather than punishing myself, pushing myself in the area which is not fine for me. Yes, please.
Absolutely true. I think that is true, sir, and that is what the generation lacks. So if they have to, let's say, crack an IIT or an exam that is too tough, they will seclude themselves and put themselves in a zone wherein they want to go through that hard journey. Maybe because it's fed in their mind कि अगर हमारी distraction zero हो जाएंगी, we'll be in a no mobile zone. We are not even having food. So I remember a classmate from I don't know how many years back. So he cracked some competitive exam. So there was this rumor that was spread in the town that the student does not even open the door to have food, or let's say to talk to his parents. So if the parents were to interact with the child, वो डोर के नीचे से स्लिप देते थे, एंड जब तक उसको उसको लगता था कि ओके नाउ आई कैन चेक फॉर द स्लिप्स, वो तब स्लिप से रिप्लाई कर रहा है. I mean, it is another example of you have all the facilities, लेकिन आपको under the mango tree ही पढ़ाई करनी है और बोलना है कि देखो हमने तो रात रात भर जाग के पढ़ाई करी है. So they want to go through that tough journey somehow. I feel even if they can get it very easily, they want to put themselves to through that pathway. And like you said, it's there is okay, it's okay to compare, but then the comparison has to be with your own self. Wherever you stood yesterday and wherever you are going today, is there a jump? Or if not a jump, is there a consistent graph that you are maintaining? There shouldn't be a downfall. And then you can completely reset your goals whenever basis your targets and your achievements and your caliber. Absolutely. So, sir, moving on to the
Sure.
next question. I saw an
Sure.
article on the web which said women are more happier than men in all situations. So, do gender rights make a difference? And what is your take that on this one, that women are likely to experience more intense positive emotions such as joy and happiness as compared to men?
Okay, so if you look at the biological aspect of it, if you look at our existence, okay, from that perspective, definitely gender wise, there is a difference.
Hmm.
When I say woman, let's not look at a male and a female, let's look at the masculine and the feminine energy. Let's look at
Yeah.
it from that perspective. So yes, there's a both these genders, both these energies are slightly on a different platform. For
Hmm.
example, you will see women having more of a perseverance also. They would not
Yes.
speak up also. They might be in pain, all right, but they would not speak up. So lot many things are there, lot many qualities
Hmm.
and other things. It is not as such that they should not speak up and all. There's not so great a quality also, but yes, it is all about the way I am managing and all and the way they are today. But yes, if we talk about happiness, see, it might not be so true. How and why is this that today I come across, more of a women coming up for counseling. And here, when they come up for counseling, it is all to do with either their partner or something or the other in the family or something to do with the relationship outside of a family.
Hmm.
So they are coming to us on and to so many other people because they are not feeling comfortable, they are not happy, and now is the time when they have started opening it up. On the contrary, I do not have male clients so much as compared to female. So if I look at female, so I have around 90 to 92% of the female coming to me, with regard to 8 to 10% only male. That too with a different set of problem, wherein a female would have a different set of problem and a concern.
Hmm.
So it is not as such that yes, male is 50%, female 50%, nothing as such. So their worries, their concern, their issues are different, theirs are different. So many a times, you'll see a male would not come complaining or cribbing about, or saying that there's something wrong with my wife or something
Yes.
wrong in the family. No, they would not talk about this. But on the contrary, when the wife comes, she may have a problem with the husband also.
Yeah.
Okay, she may have a problem with the in-laws also. Now, husband will not have a problem with in-laws. It is the wife who will have a
Yes.
problem with
Mostly.
in-laws, and who is a female. All right. Similarly, when I talk about any girl in corporate and all, so there she may have a problem in other things. So yes, the problems are different, concerns are different. Male would be reluctant in coming up. It is not such that they do not have problem, they do not have a concern, but they would not open up so easily. So that is the reason why you would not find it anyway in any survey and otherwise that you find such a very high number in men. But
Yes.
yes, females definitely have concern areas. Yes.
Hmm. And I think it's even usually girls have the habit to talk it out. If nobody, they'll
Yeah.
talk it out to to their mother. If not their mother, they're not comfortable to their friend. If not a friend, probably someone, a colleague in the office. So we usually would spot females sitting together and talking something or the other, whatever the concern be it related to work or otherwise. They have a habit of being those chirpy birds. But men are
Right.
usually found giggling around or probably talking a lot of sense. बिजनेस में कहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, घर की प्लानिंग, घर में कैसे
Yeah.
you can get your children to be on the right track. So they are usually found in serious conversations or probably enjoying. I am not, I have in my lifetime I've not experienced coming across people who are from the other gender sharing their things very comfortably. They want to, because we all are human beings at the end of the day. You and I, we do go through lot of things we want to express, but then they have that thing wherein they hold themselves back. They want to, but then
Right.
they will pull themselves back, probably maybe because the society has put stereotypes wherein men can't cry. It's not normal. If you see a man crying, they'll probably think of him as weak or something. And those stereotypes do exist in our society and in our families as well. So maybe that could be the reason that they're not that expressive in terms of the emotions that they go through.
Right. Sure.
So, moving on to the next question, sir. The role of
Hmm.
a parent is to provide encouragement, support, and access to activities that enable the child to master the key developmental tasks. So, a child's learning and socialization are most influenced by their family, since the family is the child's very first primary social group. So, happy parents raise happy children. Is that quite apt according to you?
Absolutely. So it is all to do with the environment. So when an infant is born in a family because of a father and a mother. An infant is born in a family wherein there exist a father and a mother. Siblings might be there. If it is a joint family, then there are other members also in the family. And then the infant starts to grow, becoming a child, and then is adolescent and teenager, and this and that and all. So definitely, it is the home atmosphere, which is the very first thing. You look at it technically, psychologically, or otherwise, it is the very first space within which you come to experience life. If the space in which you exist and you wish to explore, consciously, unconsciously, if that is not fine, then definitely the life otherwise would not be fine. You will find so many people having problem now when they are grown up, and the problem is not off now, the problem has been developing since childhood. It is all to do with the past also, the childhood memories also. It is all to do with what they have picked up from the family, from the father, from the mother, from the brother, from the sister, from the environment. Let's understand, Right from day one, on when we were born, all right, we kept on getting lots of information using our sense organs, eyes,
Correct.
ears, nose, and all right. We looked at people, we looked at their behavior, we looked at the way they respond or do they react, and all of these we started making mental note of. As
Correct.
a
Yes.
child, probably we might not even have an idea that is this the right approach, is this the right way, when a father would go ahead and scold mother not in the manner appropriate, and when the child looks at it, maybe the child is, if not very understanding enough, he might pick up that particular thing
Hmm.
unconsciously.
And
There could
it
be
shows
so
that
many.
right. Hmm.
Absolutely. There's so many things which he or she will start picking it up, be it as simple as language, the body
Hmm.
language, all right? The
Hmm.
communication, all of these is getting picked up from within home, outside of home, school, college, anywhere and everywhere. But what is important is the way a father and a mother and the small family or whatever family, the way they exhibit their behavior, the way they communicate holds the key. Very important. If the child sees there is no care, no love, no affection, no trust, all of these, if missing, then definitely the child is going to have a not so great relationship. And
Yeah.
that is definitely bound to affect him at a later stage of in life. I come across so many clients of mine who says and who experience that there is a deep longing for love, concern,
Hmm.
care, affection, because that has never been existing there in their life.
Family.
Father has never spoken to the girl. Mother has never given that much of attention. She has always been occupied taking care of the household chores and other things. But there was nobody to listen to the girl or to the boy.
Yeah.
So these things are really very important. And to top it all, in case the behavior of seniors in the house is not appropriate, then all of it is going to impact the child sooner or later.
Very
Yes.
Very true. I think, sir, that is very true. And when you come across people who go through therapy sessions or they go through talk sessions, they actually exhibit the same thing, that they had a dark past, and probably that is the reason they are facing certain things and they are suffocated inside, because something from the past is still affecting them. And like you said, that longing for love, that has been there because they never received it in the initial years in their family. And then I have seen certain males and females tend to become or probably exhibit whatever they saw as a child. So those flashes are all stored in the back end of their memory, and then they also start exhibiting that, and it somehow becomes a part of their nature and their behavior. Usually, in the extreme conditions, when they're too sad or too happy, they usually exhibit those kind of emotions as well. So, like you said, for sure, it does affect the child a lot. So, it is on parents how they want to portray their child's childhood, that there is nothing baggage, not no sorts of baggage that the child is carrying. So since we are talking about the struggle, sir, we've heard of yoga a lot. So tentatively the period between 500 BC to 800 AD is considered as the classical period of the origin of yogasanas in the history. So yoga brings together physical and mental disciplines that may help you to achieve peacefulness of body and mind both. This can help you relax and manage stress and anxiety. So, would you like to suggest any mantra that you have been practicing, or you suggest people to have an high HQ, happiness quotient?
Mahima, I look at it like this. We are a very sophisticated instrument. Okay,
Hmm.
let's understand. When we go to buy any electronics or any gadget, all right, we always get a user manual with the gadget, be
Yes.
it a
Hmm.
washing machine or a mobile or a this and that, all right, which tells us these are the do's, these are the don'ts, these are the instructions to manage this device. This is the way to start. This is the way to manage it in totality. But when we talk about ourselves, where is our user manual? And when we actually look forward to user manuals are there, they do exist. And user manual for us would be what? Is all about my mental, my emotional, my physical well-being, right? User manual for us is not about becoming doctor, engineer, scientist, this and that. Or no, it is not. Okay, that is what you want to experience life as. User manual for us is how do I manage this body? Right now, I can see you, you can see me. We
Yeah.
are available. We are, we can see each other in a physical form. But is this a physical form we are? No. We are a mental body, we are an emotional body also, because time and again, anytime and every time, there is a feeling within us. We feel, we have a mood, we have certain emotions, and it is always associated with thoughts. Simultaneously, there is an energy body also. Many times you'll come across people within no time you feel connected with this guy or this girl. You might not know the reason exactly. It is not about their communication, the way they speak, and content and the context and all. It is all about you. You feel something good about the person, and you feel like, oh yeah, he's, I think there's something is there, some connection that is all to do with energy. Okay, energy is also about how you feel within, and the way you are living life. So when we are existing at a mental, emotional, physical, and energy level, should we not be looking at those avenues, those areas, those dimensions, which will make these areas look further good? For example, whatever you are today, the way I am today, is it also not about the accumulation of things at a mental level and at a physical level? Whatever you have eaten so far, whatever I have taken so far, is what my body has become to a great extent. I'm not talking about the hormonal imbalance and this and that and thyroid and all of these or all. I'm just talking about it is the food which has made me like this. Okay.
Correct.
Similarly, all my experiences of my life, all right, has gone within me. And that is the way I look at the world outside of me, and I've created a world within me, the way I perceive the way outside. And I try to adjust myself in the world which exists outside of me. So it is all my own making, and it is all my own doing, it is all my own accumulation, and it is all about the way I process information again and again to make it work. The point is, coming back to your answer, that yes, definitely, when I say yoga, we call it yoga, but it is actually yoga. And yoga is always about union with whom? Union with this cosmos, with energy, with the nature outside of us. So should I not be living a life, my physical body, my mental being and all, in congruence with or in alignment with the nature I am born in, the planet I stay on? Yes, of course. Should I not be taking that which is more relevant and more good for me as a food, which helps me nurture my overall well-being? So I should be looking at that. Should I not be doing meditation? Yes, why not? If you think there's a lot of disturbance well within you and you are unable to manage your day-to-day routine and all, why not to practice meditation?
Correct.
So all of these are really very important. And at a mental level, it is all about what is it I'm looking at, the way I'm looking at, the way I've created my own world, the way I have my companions, my company. What are the things which is influencing me not the right way? I need to relook at it, revisit, and do slightly better so that I reprogram myself slightly better in all the areas to experience life slightly better. That is
Correct.
what we should be doing. So
Very true.
there's no mantra as such I'm giving, but it is all about what you think works well for you, works good for you. If I do meditation and I recommend you, no, you start doing meditation, it is going to do good. I do not know whether meditation works for you, it is good for you, or you feel like spending 1 hour in gym. It is completely up to you. Yeah.
Correct. I think that's very, very true. And usually people are forced into doing something, like you said, because something has worked for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. HQ will be different for every person, just like motivation would be different for every person, just like EQ will be different for every person, IQ will be different for every person. You have to figure out what makes you happy, what calms you down, what relaxes you, and how can you focus on what is the current scenario and the present joys of life than worrying about the past and the future. So like you said, it could be
Right.
gymming for someone, it could be aerobics for someone, it could be meditation, yoga for someone, it could be a talk session for someone. They have to figure it out what satisfies them. Very true. Sir, we have a question in the chat box, I'd like to take that. So Shanu wants to ask, is happiness just a state of mind? In life, everybody wants happiness. So is it an idea that we are all mindlessly chasing or hoping to go an extra mile so as to be content?
Let us understand, when we were born or the way we are not like this that we are born unhappy. Let's understand.
Yeah.
It is the state which we have put ourselves in, and now we are figuring out how to be happy. Think about it. It is again our own doing, it is our own creation. Time and again, if I'm doing comparing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all, and I put myself on the wrong path, then definitely I'll have to do a course correction. My point is this, that if we see, happiness is an emotional state. It is all about the way I look at things. It is all to do with my perspective. It is all to do with my mindset, the attitude what I carry. You might have heard positive attitude, this and that, and all. A positive attitude does not guarantee success, be it happiness also, but it definitely increases the probability of success. So, should I not be having that kind of a mindset and an attitude rather than doing something which is not doing good to me? That is what we should look forward to. It is not about chasing happiness. Why do you have to chase happiness? No, do not do that. Because again, when you chase, and you land up with an unfulfilled result or a desire or aspiration not fulfilled, then again, what good is it for? My point is that wherever I am today, whatever I am today, if I am not grateful to where I am, what I am doing, I think that is not good state to be in. First, relook at it. Wherever I am, whatever I am, if I'm at peace, if I'm aware, okay, even if I've not got a good marks, okay, let's understand good marks, okay, then what is it? Should I start crying, sobbing, not eating, not doing anything for hours and days together, or I take it as a feedback and do something about it joyfully this time?
Correct.
That is what is required to be done. That is it. See, it is not about that we are not going to experience moments which are not very conducive or not happening our way. No, it'll happen. We may come across setbacks, but it is all about the way I bounce back, the way I look at that setback, the way I manage my thoughts, my emotions, and get back to it. That is what is the requirement. Happiness also, people have a misconception about it. Happiness does not mean that all the time you're laughing, giggling, and enjoying. No, it is not about that. It is all about your present state of existence. Are you in peace? Are you in harmony within? Do you feel pleasantness within, pleasantness outside? अगर इतना है तो इतना काफी है. हर समय आप जॉय या उछलते कूदते नहीं रहोगे. दैट इज नॉट हैप्पीनेस व्हाट वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू. हैप्पीनेस ये देख रहे हैं कि मेरे लाइफ में भले ही बाहर चीजें मन मुताबिक ना हो, लोग मन मुताबिक ना हो, चीजें या घटनाएं जो होने वाली है मन मुताबिक ना हो, वैसी ना हो, लेकिन फिर भी अगर मैं अपने थॉट्स को, अपने इमोशंस को अपने नजरिए के जरिए, उस क्लैरिटी के जरिए मैनेज कर लेता हूं, तो आई थिंक थोड़ा बेटर तो महसूस करूंगा. एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी अचीव्ड.
Absolutely. I think that is very true, because this is a misconceived notion that people have. अगर वो हंस खेल रहा है, social media पे active है, socializing in parties and peer groups and whatsoever, so उसकी life में सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है, वो बहुत खुश है. If the person starts on missing out, socializing gatherings and something like that, and otherwise is okay, but then people will start basically presuming things. शायद उसकी life में कुछ ठीक नहीं है, the person doesn't want to interact with people, शायद that person is not okay with confronting people or something like that. And that is when I think those thoughts start bothering us. Even if we are okay, I am at peace staying at my home and not talking to anyone for maybe hours, but then people will keep questioning me and pinpointing me and bugging me every now and then कि मैं irritate होके उनको कुछ बोलूंगी, and then that will show कि yes, my happiness, my state goes, and then actually I'll be angry or in an agitated state. So this
Right.
is very true. I think there is no state to it. You have to create it on your own, and that has to come from within. Outside superficial, I can smile for a photograph, but am I really happy or no? That is something that's really important.
True.
So moving on to the next question, sir. Theodore Roosevelt famously said that comparison is the thief of joy. Since we're talking about comparison, uske paas ye, mere paas ye, mera ye, uska ye, and we keep doing that. So comparison is the thief of joy. He could well be right. Comparison happens everywhere among all age groups and situations unknowingly or sometimes knowingly, be it at home or office. So how to handcuff this thief of joy and lead a happy life?
Okay, as we have been talking about it, all right. So the point is, there is nothing wrong in having a very fruitful and a healthy competition or a comparison. It is absolutely fine. But then it depends upon so many other factors also. For example, if my parents have taught me to always look forward to something. Oh, शर्मा जी का बेटा ने ये कर लिया, इन्होंने ये कर लिया, उन्होंने वो कर लिया, तुमने ये नहीं किया, तुम नालायक, तो कहानी हो जाती है। तो मेरे को जो सीख मिल रही है, जो मेरे को परवरिश मिली है, वो शुरू से तो वही वाली मिली है। अब वही वाली मिली है, then what has happened is my internal programming has also become like that. So maybe in this area, my parents are pushing me. In those areas, my friends are telling me, and other areas, I myself have put myself into like this, the way I think and perceive and all. So in totality, I have done it all blunder.
Absolutely.
Nevertheless, the point is this, that it is not so fine also not to compare. When I say compare, it is not about comparing and feeling bad about it, but it's all about, should you not be aware about what is happening outside?
Correct.
See, मैं अपने मन के करूंगा, मैं कंपेयर नहीं करूंगा, दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट गुड। अरे पता तो चले कि बाहर चल क्या रहा है। मेरे क्लास में अगर मुझे यही नहीं पता कि भाई जो जो थ्रेशोल्ड है उसके सारे ऊपर है और मैं ही थ्रेशोल्ड के नीचे हूँ मार्क्स में,
Yes.
तो देयर इज अ ब्लंडर ना। इट इज नॉट अबाउट आई शुड नॉट बी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू, नो, यू शुड डेफिनेटली लुक फॉरवर्ड टू कि दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, मेरे बाहर क्या हो रहा है, एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट, एंड देन लुक एट योरसेल्फ, लुक एट योर कैपेबिलिटी, लुक एट व्हाट इज इट दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी डन।
Yeah.
For example, if I'm running in a race, should I not be looking at यार वो कहाँ भाग रहा है, or should I look at my own speed? Obviously, when you are running fast, you are told to look at your own speed. Don't worry about it. Don't look back. I'm saying don't look back, but ultimately, would you not be increasing your speed so that you lead? That is
Correct.
definitely required, na? Because ultimately, what is it that you require? You want to complete the race, and it is not only about completion. You want to come first in the race, and to come first in the race, definitely you have to be aware about what is happening in my surrounding, because that
Correct.
race is not about me alone. It is all about with regard to other people also. However, so wherever there is a need for me to look at outside of me, fine. But wherever there is no need for me to look at outside of me, it is absolutely okay. एग्जाम्पल, क्लास में मैं बाहर देख सकता हूँ कि हाँ बाकी लोगों का क्या आ रहा है क्या नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है। रेस में मैं देख सकता हूँ, बट अगर मैं अपने खाने की बात करूँ, मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है, मुझे ये म्यूजिक अच्छा लगता है, मुझे योगा अच्छा लगता है, मुझे मेडिटेशन अच्छा लगता है, मुझे एक्सरसाइज अच्छा नहीं लगता, दैट इज माई चॉइस। Why should I
Right.
be looking at others? So
Yeah.
that is how we should look forward to,
Absolutely. I think there's a thin line between having a healthy competition, for your own self, and having that line of comparison wherein you are comparing everything. Like you said, you have to be selective. If it is about that competition which will help you, pull your strings, why not? You have to win that race. But when it's about दूसरे की थाली में क्या है, वो क्यों compare करना है? जो आपके पास है, you should be content about whatever you have, so that वो आपकी body को लगे. But then if you're looking into the other person's plate and the grass is always greener on the other side, दूसरे की थाली का लड्डू तो वैसे ही एकदम अच्छा और टेस्टी लगता है, so you're probably spoiling your own joy of having your own food, what your mother cooked with all that love and care, and
Right.
she's put full efforts to it. Absolutely. So moving on to the next question, sir, I would like to quote those famous lines from the song by Jagjit Singh. तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या गम है जो छुपा रहे हो. So we've heard that, right? These lines seem to be so apt in the world today, wherein we live, people pull off such a happy mask for their social profiles, and while deep down they are not even content. So what is your thought? What is the root cause of such gloomy real lives that we are leading? The real lives are so happy, lovely, and all those colorful things that people want to have a life like that, but deep down people are not even happy or content, or not even smiling for that, per se. So what is your call on this one?
See, it is right. See, I'll tell you. If we look back, not very far off, if we look back just 20, 30 years back, so we would see that people would enjoy their life. That time, mobiles were not there. All right, so much of commutation was not happening. People, for example, I remember my childhood. Only during summer vacation, we will go to my hometown for marriage and all these things. And joint family, everybody will gather up, and we will have a good time. Playing in the mud and this and that and all that kind of a stuff is what I've experienced. Okay. So not much of a comparison, not this, not that, and all. Not a very high expectations, all right. Not about oh, your clothes is better than mine and all. No, nothing as such. Okay.
Right.
But today, with mobile, with social media, with this and that, travel, and all of these happening, all right, it has definitely made our life more comfortable. Today, we are living in a time wherein life or humanity has not felt this much of comfort prior to this and convenience prior to this. We are living in such an age wherein anything and everything is available. It is so convenient, be it calling up, be it sending, be it this and that. Life has become really very comfortable. But along with that, what we have picked up is this also, the way we live, the art of living. It is not going the right way. There's a
Yeah.
problem, and that is what the problem is. And the problem is definitely, the problem is to showcase. We are under high pressure to showcase that I am better than you. I am more evolved than you. I have more wealth than you.
Yeah.
I am more learned than you. So it is all about I am better than you. And when we are in this race, I am better than you, then there are so many areas. How are you going to compete? It could be in terms of your career, your finance, your relationship, your house, your car. There's so many things. And
Very
anytime and every time, and it could be as simple as this as simple as my photograph posted on Instagram. All right,
true.
it could be as simple as that we see people are coming up with so much of a talent. We have got this talent competition, that, this, and that, and all. People making and minting money on YouTube and all. So people are under immense pressure to
Yeah.
outperform.
Yeah.
Now, when we take it as a pressure to outperform, there's definitely going to be a repercussion, a consequence of it. So it is all about the way I look at the world outside and people outside, and the way I gauge myself, understand myself. And if I am able to calibrate, maintain a balance, then I think I'll be able to live a very, very fine life. Otherwise, I'll always have this struggle.
Yeah.
When I keep on looking at people and things what is happening outside of me, it will always put me under pressure. And when I'm under pressure, it is not that every time I'm going to deliver. No, I'll fall. I may fall flat. And the problem is this, that falling is okay, but not being able to get up, that is also a big problem. That is also a big concern. Not to
Hmm.
know how to bounce back or get
Yeah.
back. So there are serious repercussions. So we should look at the way we need to look at, change our perspective, bring in that clarity, look at ourselves, and do not only just look at copying other people and trying to prove yourself. No,
Hmm.
that is not the right way.
Very true. Very true. I think it is just like, let's say a child has visited the seventh wonder with their family. So, more
Mhm.
than enjoying the current scenario and the beauty of the monument, they want to capture everything. So, it is always
Yeah,
more to the eye than than the lens can capture, right? So, it is about living in that real time and not worrying about the real time. And it's okay
right.
to pull a profile. I mean, today the world of digitalization and internet technology, one has to have that social media presence or probably a branding or a profile setup or a portfolio that they do for themselves, which is true because the world is changing. We want everything digitalized, but one should not just focus on that. You enjoy your life as well, you enjoy the moment and then capture a picture. They'll probably spend, so I mean, I see those generations today. I was never the one, but whenever I go with my little ones, I see my cousins, and they'll, what they'll do is, Didi, we don't want to first have the food, let's click a picture, and then they will upload the picture if it's instagrammable or snapchatable. If it's not that, then the picture just stays in the gallery, the food is all
Yeah,
cold, and then you have to just eat it and not really enjoy the outing that you made with your cousins or a girls
right,
out or whatsoever. That's very true.
right.
Moving on to the end of the session, sir, regardless of your version of true happiness, living a happier, more satisfied life is within reach. So let us know if there are few tweaks that we can add in our regular habits that can help someone kick start their quest, because I think habits change a person altogether. So what are those tweaks that we can make?
See, if you do a Google search, you will definitely get, thousand of points. Some will say, okay, 10 points for a happy life, 7 points, 3 pointer, this and that, and all multiple things. But my point is that should we not look at the way we look at things outside, the way we look at things, the way I look at? I think it is all about the perspective first. It is all about having the clarity first. It is all about the way I think first and the way I feel first.
Hmm.
Obviously, otherwise all the answers are available. We all know it. Is it not good, appropriate, to get up? We have got the 5 a.m. gang and 4 a.m. gang and all this time and all. We also know otherwise, Brahma Muhurat mein utna chahiye. We know it all. आजकल इंफॉर्मेशन या डेटा की कोई कमी नहीं है। इधर जाओ कोई सत्संग में बता रहा होगा, उधर उधर जाओ कोई बता रहा होगा, यहाँ पर कोई कॉर्पोरेट में बता रहा होगा, वहां पर कोई ऐसे बता रहा होगा। ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर देयर। माय पॉइंट इज दिस दैट, and remember this, what I'm going to say now. What I tell you, Mahima, is not important, not so important. What is important is the story which you keep on telling to your own self day in and day out. आप अपने आप से क्या बातें करते हो, क्या बहला फुसला लेते हो अपने आप को कहकर, उसी दिशा में तो आप जाओगे, वही तो आप करोगे। मैं अपने आप को बहलाता नहीं, अभी नहीं, 5 बजे नहीं, थोड़ा और सो जाता हूँ, थोड़ा और बाद में उठता हूँ, थोड़ा और सो जाता हूँ, नहीं आज से नहीं, कल से एक्सरसाइज करूंगा। तो ये आपने अपने आप को जो कह दिया ना, आपको पता सब कुछ है, लेकिन जो आपने अपने आप को कह दिया, आप वही तो करोगे। एंड द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट ओनली। सो इट इज ऑल अबाउट माय इंटरनल conversation with me. If I do the right conversation within my own self, अपने आप से सही बात करूं, अपने आप को सही तरीके से देखूं, नजरिया सही बनाऊं, सही दिशा में देखूं, वो क्लैरिटी ले आऊं थॉट की, तो आई थिंक आई वुड डेफिनेटली नो कि मुझे जाना कहाँ है, करना क्या है। क्या किसी को नहीं पता? सबको पता है ना कि सच क्या है, झूठ क्या होता है, सही क्या है, गलत क्या है, 10 बजे उठना सही है या सुबह 5 बजे 6 बजे उठना सही है। सबको सब कुछ पता है। सबको ये भी पता है ये जंक फूड है, तो ये है वो। सबको ये भी पता है कि अगर मैं पढ़ूंगा नहीं तो मैं कुछ बन नहीं सकता। सबको पता है। तो इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि मैं अपने लाइफ को किस तरीके से देखता हूं, कैसा एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहता हूं, एंड योर ओन इंटरनल कॉन्वर्जेशंस लीड्स यू on this path or that path. So you yourself are on the driver's seat. So you
Yeah.
decide where do you wish to go, how do you wish to go. That is very critical.
Absolutely. I think that's a very beautiful message that you've given towards the end. You are the driver of your own journey. You have to decide whether you want to be your own boss or you want to be led by people around you and then, be sad about it. I think it was a very beautiful message that you've given, sir. I must admit that your life journey and your successful achievements in your career speaks volume about your work. We've all had plenty of takeaways, especially for me. I have learned a lot today and a lot of actionables to take home. Wishing you huge success, love, and luck your way, sir. Thank you so much for joining in. It was an absolute pleasure, sir.
Thank you, Mama, to you and to your college and university. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Have a great day, sir.
You too. Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Stay tuned for further sessions. Thank you. Have a great day.